On the 17th of March 2025, the world farewelled Group Captain John Paddy Hemingway, the last surviving pilot of the Battle of Britain. His passing, at the age of 105, marked the loss of the final witness to a pivotal chapter that helped shape Britain's wartime identity for more than 8 decades. In this video, we will explore his extraordinary military career, tracing the path that saw him participate in one of the most defining aerial battles in history. Hemingway was born in Dublin on the 17th of July 1919 into a family of strong Christian faith. He was accepted into the Royal Air Force on the 7th of March 1938 and granted a short service commission. He began flight training at Bruff in the East Riding of Yorkshire and was formally appointed a pilot officer on the 7th of March 1939, precisely 1 year after joining the RAF, and only 6 months before the outbreak of World War II. At the start of 1940, he was posted to No. 85 Squadron, where he would fly Hawker Hurricanes in France, as part of the RAF's desperate effort to slow the German invasion. In an 11-day period, the squadron would account for a confirmed total of 90 downed enemy aircraft. Hemingway's first confirmed aerial victory came on the 10th of May 1940, when he destroyed a Heinkel HE-111. The following day, he shot down a Dornier DO-17, but his own aircraft was badly damaged in the engagement, forcing him to land in enemy territory. He would subsequently make it back to British lines, before returning to England on May 17th. As the German advance tightened, Hemingway flew patrols over the French coast during the evacuation of Dunkirk, where he helped to provide fighter cover for the British Expeditionary Force as they retreated toward the beachhead. From July to October of 1940, he flew tirelessly in an air campaign that would later become known as the Battle of Britain. His unit, which was now part of No. 11 Group, was responsible for defending southeast England and London, placing it directly in the path of the Luftwaffe's heaviest and most frequent assaults. The German raids came in waves, sometimes several times a day, forcing Fighter Command to scramble its pilots repeatedly to meet each incoming threat. The tempo was exhausting and unrelenting, with Hemingway's logbook recording days in which he flew up to 5 sorties, a pace that was typical for frontline pilots at the height of the battle. On the 18th of August 1940, Hemingway's Hurricane was hit during combat over the Thames estuary, forcing him to bail out and parachute into the sea off the Essex coast, where he was soon rescued by lightship. Only 8 days later, on the 26th of August, he was shot down again, this time over Eastchurch, making him No. 85 Squadron's first official combat casualty on British soil. On the 31st of August, he would heavily damage a Messerschmitt Bf-109 during another furious engagement, before being promoted to flying officer 3 days later. In 1941, No. 85 Squadron transitioned from Hawker Hurricanes to Havoc night fighters, and on the 13th of May, Hemingway was to launch on a night sortie in one of these aircraft, though poor weather conditions and instrument failure would leave him effectively blind in the darkness. Forced to bail out at a low altitude, he struck the tail on the way out, breaking 2 fingers. His parachute only partly opened, but by sheer luck, it snagged in a tree, slowing his fall enough for him to survive. In recognition of his wartime conduct up until this point, Hemingway had been mentioned in dispatches, and was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. On the 1st of January 1944, he was promoted to temporary squadron leader, and during the invasion of Normandy, he would serve as an air traffic controller, coordinating dense Allied air operations. In 1945, he was posted to Italy with No. 43 Squadron, On the 23rd of April 1945, he was flying a routine reconnaissance mission with 3 other pilots over German-occupied Ferrara when he was hit by anti-aircraft fire. After bailing out, he landed behind enemy lines, but soon linked up with Italian partisans, who helped him return to his squadron. After the war, he married and raised 3 children, and continued his RAF career, serving as a staff officer in the Middle East, then as a station commander at RAF Leconfield in Yorkshire, followed by a senior staff position at NATO headquarters in France, and finally a posting to the Air Ministry. He retired on the 12th of September 1969, after more than 30 years of service. He then went on to live in Canada for many years, before returning to Ireland in 2011. As the generation of Second World War veterans continues to dwindle, his legacy endures as a powerful reminder of the courage and sacrifice that helped shape the modern world.